Hey there, folks. It's been a while since we've done this whole vlog thing. I honestly just haven't really had much to say, because we've pretty much just been doing the Final Fantasy VI thing, which is coming to an end soon. So I figured it's time to talk about what's coming next. But yeah, first, Final Fantasy VI will be ending in about 3 weeks, I believe it is. The last episode will be the weekend of November 4th, so that first weekend in November. Thank you to everyone that has been involved in that, whether it was being in the cast and, giving me your lines and helping to promote the series that way, things like that. Or those that have just watched week to week, shared the posts, things like that. Thank you to all of you. It's been great. I love that game so much, and I'm glad I could share it with all of you. And have it be a community thing rather than just another Final Fantasy Let's Play. Because there's something about the community aspect of that, I think, that makes it special. So I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did, and we'll enjoy the last few weeks as much as I have. But yeah, that is coming to an end, and of course we will be doing Final Fantasy IX sometime next year. I'm not putting any kind of rush on that or anything. It'll happen when it happens, basically. I've got the deadline out to the cast for that. They know what they're supposed to do. I'm not going to crack any kneecaps or anything in the near future, but yeah, that will be happening sometime in 2018 whenever I get enough stuff in that I can make a trailer and set a date and really start hammering that home. But in the meantime, I want to kind of get away from some of the Final Fantasy stuff. This channel has always been kind of known for doing multiple things, and I was kind of resting on the Final Fantasy VI stuff for a little while I've been busy with work and school and wedding planning and all this stuff. I haven't really had time for anything else outside of my charge shot responsibilities, because I do of course also help with a media website. We have 2 podcasts a week and other video content and things like that. So I do have that stuff to do every week, and it kind of takes a lot of my time. So other than that, I've pretty much just gotten the Final Fantasy VI stuff done, sometimes up to the last minute on Friday night, getting it exported, making the thumbnail, getting it uploaded, putting in all the cast and everything in the description. Sometimes I'm doing that and going to bed pretty much, and then it comes on Saturday morning. So yeah, that has taken a lot of my time. But with graduating soon, I have as of this video, I should have actually finished my last class, which is amazing after a 10-year struggle with completing school. So just to toot my own horn for a second there, I'm really excited about that. But I won't have school in the way anymore. I'm like I said, I'm getting married in less than a month. I don't want to do the math on that right now because it'll make me really nervous and anxious. But yeah, soon. And then we'll be in Ireland for a week for a honeymoon. And then coming back with the holiday season, Thanksgiving, and then my graduation in early December, and then Christmas and New Year's, and then 2018. So there's not a lot of time to really do much. But weirdly, my class, my capstone class, hasn't been terribly busy. So I've actually been working on a few other things that I'm going to be putting out kind of during this busy period when I'm not going to be able to work on a lot. So right now I've got 2 videos that are actually done and scheduled to upload. I believe the first one goes out the Wednesday after the finale of Final Fantasy VI, which I want to say is November 8th. So that should go up around there. People don't really care about dates. It'll show up in your sub box when it shows up. But yeah, around November 8th, sometime in that week. And then the next one will be 2 weeks after that, which I want to say is the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving. American Thanksgiving, I should say. Shout out to my Canadian friends that have a different Thanksgiving. I don't know about Europe. Does Europe have a different Thanksgiving? I don't know. Beside the point. There's going to be a lot of rambling because I haven't done one of these in a while. But yeah, so my thought is to get about a video out every 2 weeks or so, starting, the week after Final Fantasy VI ends. So hopefully that'll all work out. But yeah, that will be the first stuff will be a two-part underrated Nintendo DS games list. I've kind of been doing like a top 14. I don't know why that's my thing. Maybe because I can do 2 videos with 7 games each, and I feel like that's a good amount of games for like a 15 to 20 minute video. I don't want to make it too long, but I also don't want to do less games because I really like that amount for some reason. It seems like I can always come up with a list of somewhere between like 10 and 15, and I can usually pad it with a few more or kind of prioritize 14 of them. It works somehow. It has so far anyway. If that changes at some point, then I'll change that number in the future. But I had like my top 14 like underrated Game Boy Advance games. Now I'm going to have top 14 underrated Nintendo DS games. And then after that, I'm between 2 things right now. I've been getting a bunch of GameCube game footage, so I'm either going to be doing like a one-off on a game that like has gotten a lot of hate and I feel like deserves way better, and then another 2-parter of my top underrated GameCube games. So I've got that list and I've been recording some of them, but I might shift that 2 weeks out and do like a one-off of just a 1 game focus. But in the future, I kind of want to do more like editorial type stuff, like the lists. But I'm gonna run out of lists eventually because most lists, like most popular lists, have been done. So I try to focus on games that most people either don't know or like haven't thought about in a long time, because I think that's kind of fun, like to get that nostalgia going. So I like to focus on those games where like we can have a conversation of like, have you heard of this game? Like, do you love it? Things like that. Rather than just like, hey, that game everyone talks about? Well, I'm gonna do it too. But I also want to do some more editorial, like one-off kind of, like why a popular game is pretty overrated, or like why a game no one talks about deserves more praise. Things like that. I like that stuff too. So it's gonna be a lot of that kind of thing. That's kind of my focus in the future. I'm gonna still have, the Final Fantasy stuff. I'm not sure I'm gonna do any story plays after 9, because they are very time consuming, and while I love the community aspect, I honestly don't feel like I get the feedback that they deserve. People get really excited. Like, I'm not trying to be negative. I love these projects and I love the people that do them. But, I get the all of my work done, which is like hours upon hours of playing the game. Like Final Fantasy 9, for example. That was like a 45-hour game. Going through it, sometimes I had to do multiple sections because like I would try to get a good clean cut from like one room to the door, and I'd get like 5 random battles in that time. So I'd like, I'd finish that room out and then like go back and do it again to try and, not have any random battles, because I try to record thinking what I'm going to put in the episodes. And, making sure I get like all of the stuff I need, going through guides to make sure I don't miss anything. Especially with like the post Cataclysm event in Final Fantasy VI. Like, I had a guide that kind of followed me through to make sure I get all of the party members back and everything like that. Because if you miss stuff, like there's some key story stuff in there that you're going to miss. So there can be a lot of time put into just recording the game and making sure it all looks good. And then, making the scripts, doing auditions, getting all the cast stuff together, actually cutting the episodes together. Because if you think it takes like 40 hours to record a game, it takes about 40 hours to, cut the episodes together at the least. Going through all that footage, putting it in, deciding what looks best in what order, things like that. So, I mean, that's a very time-consuming stuff before even other people are brought in. And then, there's the audition process, the casting, getting people's lines in, putting those lines into the episodes, all that stuff. It's a lot of work, and I love doing it, but I don't really feel like it's getting the feedback that I would want from it. If I had another game I was really passionate about doing, like, I from the start, I knew I wanted to do 8, 6, and 9. I didn't necessarily think that order, but it's kind of the order it ended up being, so whatever. But after that, I didn't have a plan. Like, I didn't have a set game I wanted to do after 9. That was kind of my, my pinnacle. So if I had another game I really wanted to do after that, I would be fine doing it. But I don't have an immediate one that comes to mind. And because of the, the reception the series have gotten, which has been great, but like compared to the amount of work I put into it, that could be put into, a lot more projects over the same amount of time, I feel like right now it's best just to do other stuff. But I do want to go out with a bang on Final Fantasy IX. I'm really excited for that. And, if during the course of that project I come up with another game that I really want to do, I have every right to change my mind. But as it stands, Final Fantasy IX is going to be, I think it's 44 episodes, like even just cut down to the condensed story play stuff. So that's going to be most of 2018. There's plenty of time to decide what to do next. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to put that out there because I do want to focus on some other stuff. My main goal for 2018 is to kind of build a video resume. With graduating and getting married and stuff, like, I got to figure out my future. I probably should have by now, but I just got a business degree and called it a day because I've been in school for 10 years and want to be done. But that's also a pretty open-ended degree. So my goal is to shift this business focus into, a media landscape. Whatever that means. Obviously, I don't have the resources or the backing or anything right now to like make a career out of this stuff. And I doubt I ever will. That's not my goal. But I want to do something in like a media field, applying my business sense to that. So if I can get a video resume out of some of the stuff I do, and then, put that to work with a company, then I can do media stuff during the day and then come home and do this as a hobby. That's great. I'm perfectly content with that. We'll have to see what happens. But yeah, so my goal is to kind of do some different stuff. When I did a rebranding of this channel, I put a lot of work into like kind of, branding outside of just video games. Like there's the comic focus and things like that. And I also used to do some different, like some outside of, video game or comics, like kind of some real life type stuff like vlogs. So part of it's going to be like, I'm going to be getting a lot of footage like from the, the wedding weekend, like the reception and stuff like that. And like some travel vlogs from Ireland and, kind of putting some efforts into other fields. Because I just love making stuff. Like, I do, mostly video game stuff because it's honestly what I know and what the community kind of like, what our community focuses on. But I just love making stuff. So I've got a lot of ideas of what to do after kind of life dies down and I can get back to business as usual. And actually think about things outside of just like, I got to get footage for this. And, usually when I get home from work and like finish school and stuff, I just want to play games for fun. Like I haven't streamed in a long time because like I can't bother to put the effort in to be entertaining while I'm playing a game. I just want to sit there and like, I'm a zombie playing a video game. Like that's all I care about. So, in the future, I'll probably get back to streaming and like doing stuff other than just video game content and things like that. Like, I don't know what I want to do right now necessarily. I just have to focus on the next few weeks of my life. And so I wanted to put together a quick vlog to kind of talk about the end of this year and, into the beginnings of next year. I don't quite know everything. I've got a board of different video ideas that I'll maybe get around to eventually. But right now I'm just kind of getting my ducks in a row and thinking about what I might want to do in 2018. But I thought that was at least worth, talking to you guys about because we haven't had a vlog in a long time. There hasn't really been a reason to make a vlog in a long time. But yeah, my main focus in the future is going to be on opinionated stuff. Because everyone knows I have opinions. But I don't like to do a lot of research or anything because, let's be honest, it's 2017 on the internet. Most people just put their opinions out there. But, I like to be educated on my opinions. But I'm not just going to put out a knowledge video. There's people that do that way better than I do. I don't focus on like game theory or lore or anything like that. I just like to talk about, why some things matter, why some things don't. Like what things I like, don't like, that kind of thing. Once you put fact into it, people like refute you. If it's just about opinion, we can just have a conversation. And I like that way more. I don't really want to be fact checked. I just want to have a conversation with you guys. So that's my focus. Whether it's video games, comics, real life, whatever the case is, it's all going to be right here. And hopefully it'll be fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more of this stuff. Not just, a video a week of the same thing week in and week out. I want to grow with you. I want to put out a variety of things with you. And hopefully we'll have fun with it. So right now, that's all I got. Thank you all for, watching, listening, whatever. And thank you for the support so far, and hopefully in the future. But I'm going to stop this right now because I still find it really awkward to vlog. So yeah, until next time, have fun.